Well, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I've been a bit sort of preoccupied the last few months. I have a newborn baby now, so we have the next generation in taking on the tropical plants and things that we grow here. But I wanted to talk to you today about the wasabi. I planted this a year and a half ago, and today we're going to harvest some of it, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's been growing here in the shade area of the garden for the past year and a half. Normally you want to let it grow between about a year and a half to 2 years, depending on what kind of size you want the rhizome to eventually get to, but it's been a year and a half, and I thought it'd be about time to be able to show you how you harvest it, and also you get more plants from the wasabi and how you plant them up as well. So let me show you the wasabi. Okay, so here we have the wasabi plants, and I've thinned out some of the leaves because the airflow is getting a little bit stagnant around sort of through here, so you can see more of the rhizomes. But if you come down here you can see the rhizome of the wasabi plant. So what it does is each layer it keeps producing more and more leaves like this, and eventually grows longer and longer and longer until you have the last remaining leaves at this point here. So what you do, and what you actually, before I pull it out, what you also get is these young plants which are growing. This is one that's come off here. So this is a young wasabi plant which comes off the stem, and so we can take this and we can plant this up into some well draining soil, and we'll make some more plants with that. I'll show you that in a second. Let's go ahead and take the wasabi out. So we'll grab it firmly by the root and just gently pull the plant out of the ground. Well, hey, there you have it. So all these young plants, if I put this down here, you can see all of these young side shoots will become new plants, and this is what they do. They'll send out the growth from the side here, and they'll put down their roots, so you can break off these, and that is a new wasabi plant there. And there's a number of them all over. Another one here. Again, break that one off if we can. See? Breaks off. Again, see, it's already putting out some roots. Another wasabi plant. So you go through them all. Again, here's another one. So you never have a shortage of wasabi plants. This one has really got some roots growing on it now. We'll pop that up. So 1, 2, 3. Another one here. Again, see the little roots growing. 4 over the other side. Another one here. 6. Tiny little one there. See, even that's putting out some roots. 7. I think that's 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't count. So 6 wasabi plants from there, and this is the rhizome. So what we'll do is we just clean it up, and I'll show you what it looks like cleaned up. Alright, so we're just in the kitchen now, and this is our wasabi plant, and so I'll just show you how we're going to clean this up and how we can then use it in some recipes. So the first thing we want to do is just to clean up all these little nodules. So you can literally just take a knife and just peel it along the edge like that. Already, as soon as you start touching this thing, it starts to give off a really strong sort of rocket mixed with horseradish kind of smell. just peel the leaves off, and then we'll use all the leaves at the top. The leaves on wasabi, I think I mentioned in the previous video, you can eat these are edible as well. You can use those in salads. They have a rocket sort of flavour to them. But really this is what we're after today. I'll just quickly give that a rinse. So after you've finished cleaning up, this is what you end up with. This is wasabi root, and to use it, all you'll do is grate it on ideally you want sort of also wasabi grater, which is kind of either you get the shark skin ones, or you get a sort of a coarse sandpaper thing. Just use it for example, but you basically go round and round and round and round, and as it grates and grinds down, the enzymes are released, and you get the strong, pungent sort of smell from the wasabi, and the enzymes break up, and that's what gives you that nice, clean, slightly peppery flavor. It's not the same wasabi that you buy in sushi packets or anything like that from supermarkets. That is generally mostly horseradish, and then they add a tiny amount of this so that they can officially call it wasabi, but it's not as peppery and as hot as horseradish is. It's a lot more delicate flavor. The green is obviously what you get in the paste. I think they add colorant to make it that green in the shops, but fresh wasabi is something that you can't generally get much in the UK. So growing it yourself is just the best way. And if you're a sushi lover and you love fresh fish and all those kind of things, then that's a great thing to use in around the garden. It's the interesting with wasabi and sushi, the two are so closely linked, but originally the wasabi served a practical purpose. It's actually the wasabi is actually an antiseptic, and so it would be fighting against bacteria, and so it was put on raw fish, not for flavor, but for the practical purpose that it would prevent food poisoning if you ate fish from a contaminated river, or the fish had some kind of bacterial in it. And so that was the original and the main purpose of it, to stop you getting an upset stomach, and by eating raw fish for the poor people in Japan at the time. Since then it has come as part of sushi tradition. Now it's sushi you can't have without wasabi. The two go hand in hand, and it really does add the flavor to the raw fish that you get in wasabi. So it's a great vegetable and very versatile to be able to use, and so this is what the rhizome finishes looks like. And so here on that little table I've got some plants that I got. So these are the plants that we had from this rhizome, because it sends off many little small plants, and if you just stick them in some soil like I've done here with these are some ones I've already planted up, just leave them in there, leave them in a warmish spot. Those soon start rooting, and you'll have new wasabi plants to take the place of the ones that you've taken off. So there's an ongoing, forever, never-ending cycle of generosity that we get from plants in the garden. So that is the wasabi, and that is how to harvest it. And so have a go at growing some if you can find some in your nearest plant sale place. Take care, bye.